Hi, this is Paul Palmer. Today I want to talk about time management, really. And when you're as part of a team member, when you're leading a team, how time can work against you and how it can work for you. So, as you know, I support pharmaceutical manufacturers, distributors, wholesale, clinical supply, commercial supply. And one of the things that always people end up talking about is time and how much time to do this and how much is it going to cost and what sort of do you charge by the hour or by the day or by the week or month, or can we do a fixed price? But then also think about time for delivery, time for a project, time for contacting somebody else, time for your team, time for the personal things, the support that people need. Because I find recently many people are doing really well, but others are struggling. I know of somebody that's been off for months. They're just returning to work. They were affected by COVID. Another one that was affected by the emotional side of COVID. And other people that are just working through it and probably doing extra hours to cover what somebody else is not doing. So how do you prioritize your time? Well, I find the best thing I can do is lead my team by giving them first, giving to them first. So if you support your team first, as an example, one person leading, in charge, running the business, 5 team members. Now, the person in charge, the leader, may think, oh, well, my stuff's the highest priority, so I'm going to do that first. But if you do that, the 5 team members you've got there may be sat waiting. So talk about one day, shall we? So for one day, I'm achieving my 8 hours. I've done my results. I've done a really good job on that one activity. But I've got 5 people, 5 8, 40. So I've got 40 hours that have failed to deliver. They've not been effective. They have not got the output, not got the results that they needed today because they were waiting for me to finish my 8 hours on my high priority task. And then I think about urgency and importance. And if something's really important to me and I can get it done faster by supporting one of my team members to do their part before I do my part, then I always do that first. I give them the information they need. I give them the direction, the instructions, answer the questions before I commit to doing my own priority activity. Because then I've got that person working and me working. And instead of having an 8-hour successful day, I can get a 40-hour, 50-hour successful day instead. So how do you prioritize your time? Think about what comes first. Is it deviation? Is it the thing that's stopping production running now? Well, for me, getting production running is a priority. Getting the product released out of the door is a priority. And you should really have teams that are involved in each. But as a QP, often you need to do both. So what I would do is go to production, find out what the issue is, make the decision so that they can continue. And if that means I'm half an hour later doing the release, provided it meets the customer requirements, then that's what I do. Even if it means I'm maybe a bit later working than I'm normally. Because the priority is to make sure you've got the product to supply the customer with and still to make sure you have it released and available on time. So for me, that's importance and urgency addressed and aligned. Now, sometimes it's not quite that straightforward and you have to think about, well, what's going to achieve the highest result? And you agree with the other members of the team, well, this is what's going to go first and this is what's going to go second. Can we just divide the shipments for, instead of being this evening on a 2-day, tomorrow morning on a same day delivery? Or maybe the night one was the next day. Either way, you can work together with your team to make sure everything gets done on time. And that's really important in pharmaceuticals, especially when we've got such a high demand. Because what are you going to do if you can't get it released? Well, you can't do anything. You can't get it out the door. What are you going to do if production stops? Well, you wait for the person that enables it to start again. So my priority, as I said, is always going to be getting the other person going first. Because then when they're doing their work and I go back to do my work, we're achieving more. And that's what I find as a leader that you always have to do. Okay, maybe not always. Sometimes you get interrupted by your superiors, so your managers, your leaders, and they focus you on something else. But so long as you've already achieved what you need to for your team to be successful in the roles that you've already assigned to them, the tasks that they need to deal with, you're still going to be able to achieve more. And it's not just about time. It's about planning. It's about being ready in advance. It's about having set a goal for yourself, even if nobody else knows about it, and achieving the results on time. That's it for me for today. It's Paul Palmer. I'll talk to you soon.